Civil Services Mains exam is one of the most comprehensive exams in India. Every year, close to 5 lakh students appear in Civil Services preliminary exam, and out of these, around 15,000 get the chance to write mains, and from these, around 3,000 get selected for interview round. The success rate in mains exam turn out to be around 20%. So if you also want to feature in these 20%, then this presentation will be worth watching for you. In this lecture presentation, we will be dealing with the basic pattern and strategy to be adopted to succeed in Civil Services Mains exam. This strategy is prepared by analyzing the trends of the past few examinations. This presentation will focus on the following points like present pattern of Civil Services Mains exam, subject-wise strategy, optional subject strategy, importance of qualifying papers, and Arihant's panacea for preparation. The UPSC has revised the pattern of Civil Services Mains examination from 2013. Now there are around 9 papers to be answered in the mains examination. All of them are of descriptive type. There are 4 general studies papers, each comprising of 250 marks. The scope of the syllabus of general studies papers is of degree level. There is only one optional subject to choose from the list of subjects. It comprises of 2 papers, each of 250 marks. The scope of the syllabus of the optional paper is higher than the bachelor's level but lower than the master's level. There are 2 qualifying papers. The first is any modern Indian language of 300 marks and second is English language of 300 marks. The marks of these 2 papers will not be counted in the merit list of the mains examination. The candidate is allowed to pick any one language from the 8th schedule of the Constitution or English as the medium for writing the mains examination. In the next slides, we will be dealing with the breakup of syllabus of each subject and strategy to be adopted. GS1 paper syllabus includes topics like Indian heritage and culture, history and geography of the world, and society. Syllabus of this paper is very diverse and huge, so preparing separate topics is very important. Due to similarity in topics of prelims and mains for topics like art and culture, history, and physical geography, the overall strategy for this paper will focus on preparing simultaneously for prelims and mains. Indian culture covers the salient aspects of art forms, literature, and architecture from ancient to modern times. The questions range from architecture to paintings and even up to literature. So every art form should be thoroughly covered. In UPSC, at least 2 to 3 questions are asked from this section. In the history part, modern history covers the events from 18th century to the present time, with main focus on the freedom struggle and its contributors. In the world history part, world wars and revolutions like industrial, French and Russian etc., along with their impacts on human civilization are very important. The most dynamic part of this paper is society, as this is connected to ongoing changes in Indian social system like effects of globalization, regionalism, poverty, migration on Indian society and family system. In geography section, physical geography is the main focus of UPSC, including geophysical phenomena like cyclones, air masses, tides, earthquakes, etc. All the parts of this paper require respective 11th and 12th class NCERT books as important source of preparation. GS2 paper syllabus includes topics like governance, constitution, polity, social justice, and international relation. It is one of the most dynamic part in GS section. The analysis of the last 4 years indicate that the subtopics given in the syllabus are the key. UPSC is asking questions directly from these subtopics linked with current affairs like regulatory and constitutional bodies, representation of People's Act, health and education reforms, and NGO's role. It has also been observed that international relations part has continuously been the most important and marks fetching section. You can prepare it easily through newspapers and remaining in touch with the recent events happening around the world and their effects on India. Editorial sections in newspapers like The Hindu and Indian Express are very helpful for preparing these papers. For developing basics in constitution part, NCERTs should be referred. For preparing governance part, ARC, that is Administrative Reform Commission reports and newspaper articles are very important. GS3 paper syllabus includes topics like technology, economic development, biodiversity, environment, security, and disaster management. It is again a very dynamic paper of Civil Services Mains exam. The most important section of this paper is economic development part. Every year, close to 10 questions used to come from this section. Other sections of this paper mainly rely on current happenings of the year. like in the fields of technology, biodiversity, internal security, and disaster management. For preparing these topics, it is very important to focus on government reports and newspapers and building an understanding and thought process on these topics. A pro-government attitude is must in your thoughts. The overall strategy should focus on connecting these topics with one another, like how a river linking project will affect agriculture, job growth, biodiversity, security, disaster management, etc. The preparation source for this paper includes last 2 years economic surveys and budgets, along with PIB reports and 11th and 12th class NCERT books. GS4 paper cover broad topics like ethics, integrity, and aptitude. This paper has been introduced in the syllabus to test the candidate's attitude and approach to issues relating to integrity, probity in public life, and his problem-solving approach to various issues and conflicts faced by him in dealing with the society. Questions also utilize case study approach to determine these aspects. This is the most unpredictable and innovative section of Civil Services Mains exam. No one knows the appropriate answer and everyone writes different answers to questions asked. Directly or indirectly, we can say that the paper is thoroughly connected with the psyche of a civil servant. So before answering, it is suggestive to link and think like a civil servant before becoming a civil servant while writing this paper. Key is read less, think more. Collect examples, reasons and analyze them and then practice them how to write. The best way to proceed in this paper is to directly prepare word for word according to the syllabus of UPSC. Terms like ethics, integrity, compassion, honesty, conscience, etc. has been asked directly in the previous years. ARC reports and newspapers along with the internet are good sources for preparing these terms. Remember, it has to be deeply understood that in exam you have to write only. Memorizing doesn't count. What only counts is how well you write in exam. Along with writing, it is also important to get your answers checked with critical feedbacks. It can be done with the help of your seniors and mentors. This will help you in removing your weaknesses before they start haunting you. This slide will cover the technique of essay writing. In one way or the other, your fate with UPSC is decided by the most unpredictable component of the syllabus, that is the essay. UPSC has been asking two essays of around 1200 to 1500 words each from 2014. Aspirants have been given four choices in two parts from which one essay topic has to be chosen. 3 hours have been given to write these two essays. Selecting the essay topic is very important. You should select a topic in which you are well prepared and have enough points. For finding this, a brainstorming exercise of 2 to 5 minutes is required. The key to writing a satisfactory above average essay is multidimensionality, representation of all the dimensions that are related closely to the topic being asked. An essay gives you an opportunity to put forward your thoughts in a manner that is not impeded by word limit and time. It is asked to check the depth and breadth of your knowledge. The best thing to do in such a scenario is to write all your thoughts in pointers at the space provided for rough work. 1/5 of the time for writing essay should be given to draft work. The points which you will be dealing and describing in the essay should be drafted first, then they will be given final and detailed shape. This will make the essay systematic. Quotations and sayings of big leaders, scientists, reformers, etc. can also be incorporated in an essay. This makes your essay more appealing to the examiner. It has to be understood that there is no single source for essay writing. The content of essay writing comes from what you read in newspapers, magazines, and GS paper. Optional subject strategy can be further divided into following points. First and second are how to select and when to select the optional subject. This is very important decision. Fortunately, in the new format, GS is much more important. So it is suggestive, don't take the don't take this decision at the beginning. First start preparing for GS and then after some time take this decision. Before because in 4 GS paper, you will be introduced to variety of optional subjects like history, geography, public administration, political science and sociology. This will help you to determine your inclination to a particular subject. Third is importance of optional subject. 500 marks of optional paper play a vital role in your success. If we analyze the importance of optional subject, then it can be said that after essay, it is the most crucial make or break part of mains. Optional subject marks can vary your rank to a great extent. So optional has to be completed thoroughly by looking at the previous year trends with utmost honesty. Fourth is key traits of a good optional. While choosing for optional paper, one must consider the length of the syllabus, scoring patterns, thinking patterns, expected, and presentation style as the key traits. And the final is basic criteria for choosing good optional subject, which can be interest and understanding in the subject, that is with reference to your GS study. Second is optional and availability of study material and guidance. Third is graduation background. Remember, candidate is allowed to take up literature as an optional subject without the condition of having the same at the graduation level. In this slide, we will deal with the various aspects related to the qualifying subjects. First is importance of qualifying subjects. We have two qualifying papers in mains, as mentioned before. Students used to ignore these subjects. They think that they can manage them without studying, but this overconfidence can take your dream out of your bounds. The thing is that if you could not able to score more than 25% marks in these papers, then your other compulsory papers will not get evaluated and you will not able to see how you have performed in mains. So you should not ignore these papers and start preparing after prelims. These papers are Paper A, that is Modern Indian Language, and Paper B is English Language. The aim of the paper is to test the candidate's ability to read, understand, and express his ideas clearly and correctly in these languages. The components of these papers are comprehension of given passages, precise writing, usage and vocabulary, short essay, and translation from English to the Indian language and vice versa. The papers on Indian language and English will be of high school level. This slide will introduce you to Arihant's panacea for preparation. From this detailed strategy analysis, you may have felt that if the syllabus is so vast and humongous, encompassing a large number of books, then how one could able to complete it in a limited time frame. But mark our words, there is no need for you to get worried because Arihant has something special for you. Arihant Publications has come up with the improved and revised editions of books for all GS papers. The books are quite comprehensive and composite in nature. These books cover each and every topic of the main syllabus in a detailed manner. These books are first of their kind. You will not find books of this type in the market because there are books on individual subjects like economics, polity, environment, art and culture, etc., but not composite books. We have given space to each GS paper in a single book with detailed information along with solved and unsolved probable questions for Civil Services Mains Exam 2017 along with solved previous year questions from 2013. Thus, if you want to cover the whole syllabus of mains in a limited yet comprehensive manner, then Arihant Mains Resources appears as the best.